Hello everyone, welcome to this video about some really cool triplet licks. And if you are concerned about the title, I was joking, of course, modes are not obsolete, but it does have some meaning. If you've seen my previous videos or some of my videos in which I talk about this, I explain that I think that in order to play jazz or to improvise in jazz, I think that learning modes is a unnecessary detour. And the reason is because one of the hallmarks of jazz improvisation is the use of a lot of chromaticism. So if you first have to learn all the modes and then add chromatic notes to the modes to sound jazzy and basically turning all the modes into kind of a chromatic scale, then, well, that seems kind of not a good use of your time, right? If you have to learn modes and then add chromatic notes, which in turn makes all the modes sound similar, I think there's a quicker way. And that way, according to me, is to learn arpeggios that fit the chords or chord progressions, and or learn and study great lines that do the same thing, and lines that already have chromaticism in them. So I've chosen 5 lines, 2-5-1 lines with a lot of chromatic notes, and they are all triplet lines, so it's also a great workout for your technique. And I'm referring to gypsy jazz picking technique, but of course if you're not a gypsy jazz picker, you can ignore all those things I'm saying about it. And I already made a video with the same kind of concept for minor 2-5-1s or minor 5-1s, and I will link that video under this video. But now I'm talking about major 2-5-1s, or actually I'm talking about major 5-1s. So I have a backing track in F, and it is 2 bars of C7, 2 bars of F, and all the lines fit over that progression, but they also fit over a 2-5-1 in F, so G minor 7, C7, F. That's basically the same thing, 2 bars of C7 or G minor 7, C7. So in the tab it also says C7, but you can play these lines also over G minor 7, C7. Okay, so let's get started with the first line. I'll play it slowly for you first, and as you can see in the tab, there will be markings for the picking directions, and this kind of marking means downstroke and the V means upstroke. Okay, so the first one sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. Things to notice about this phrase is always when I play triplet licks, I want to anchor myself to the beat because it's easy to rush them. So I have a couple of notes that I make sure that they're on the beat. And that the first note for me is the G sharp. So you get 3, 4. So I make sure that downstroke is on the beat. And then the D again. So there's one double down from the E to the C. There. So if you have trouble with the picking, then my tip is to always be aware when you practice about when you sweep, when you do double downstrokes, and when you have to change position, the exact stroke on the position change. So for this lick, change position with up. That's a pull off, double down. Okay, let's play that with the backing track. Next phrase is a. By the way, this lick I learned from a German guitar player Gizmo Graf, but I think it originates with Borelli Lagren. And the next one is a Gonzalo Bergara lick, and it has a lot of chromaticism. And the nice thing is, it is, I think, carefully designed to keep the picking alternate, except for some notes at the end. But all the phrases or the lick has even numbered notes per string, so you can keep alternating. So slowly, it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. So my anchor points are the two B flats, the B flat on the high E string and the B flat on the D string, right? 3, 4, 1. On the beat. So when I'm playing in a faster tempo, I make sure that those notes are on the beat. So to check myself that I'm not rushing. Other things to notice is that this 4 notes on the G string, it's quite tricky because you have to slide twice and then alternate picking. So you have to make sure that you sync your hands. So you have to isolate that part and just repeat. You could go back and forth even. And the rest of the phrase is pretty easy, I think, just because of the constant alternate picking. So let's play that with the backing. More time. See, the third time I was rushing a bit, so those anchors are important. Okay, the third phrase is one by me, or well, it is based on a couple of ideas by Storlo, I think, but the exact order of this phrase, the order of the notes, they are mine. And slowly, it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Two, 3, 4. So my anchor notes are E, and then I think the D flat. Let me see, 3, 4. So it's the E on the upstroke, but still works. Then the D flat, and then the C. So I give these notes now, I give them a huge accent, but in real life, I would give them a slight accent, aligning with the beats. Technically, there's one double down there from the B flat to the G, and then there again. So be aware of that. And then an upstroke on the big position change. So if you practice slowly, one way is to say those techniques out loud, like this, you know, like down, 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 up, like that. And you could even add the sweeping. Sweep, up. And you don't even have to do it in time. You just, in the beginning, you just train yourself without time, just to be able to say those things while you do them, just to be aware of them, and then you put the metronome and you start slowly. And of course, at one point you do it really fast and you can't say it anymore, but you could still kind of say it in your head. Let's play that with the backing. Right, fourth phrase is another phrase, one of mine, and it starts with this. So you'll see the tab 3, 4. Okay, so that pattern you can actually repeat. Let's say you have a song with a long minor chord, a long G minor, like a minor blues. You could play. And you can play around with those three patterns by, you know, skipping one string. I mean, just random order. You could play them the other way. Or you could play one the other way. I mean, you could do many things. I think it's an idea of Stochelos, but he usually plays as... He would play a phrase like that on a song like Vendre die Tres, or maybe Joseph Joseph, you know, Joseph Joseph in A minor. That's A minor. Right, like that. Okay, but I put it in a... and by the way, you can play them as eighth notes. When the tempo is really fast, you just play eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that turns around. It's pretty cool. But you can also play it as triplets. And in this lick, it's triplets. And then the whole lick sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So my anchor points, it's there on the third pattern. Then the A sharp or the B flat. And the C. And then for the picking, don't think it's that complicated. Just if you're aware of the sweeping, sweep, up. Let's play it with the backing. Right, the last lick is actually not a 2-5-1. It's only for the one chord, and this is something I hear Paulus Schaefer do a lot, but also Stochelo, although not exactly like this, not in triplets. So I think it's really a Paulus Schaefer thing, and it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Sorry, 3, 4. could end like. So it's almost all everything else that I think. Sweep, up. So the big position change is on an upstroke. Both times, both here and there. That's something to be aware of. It's very easy to miss those notes, especially the first one. So make sure to play that one. And it's a pretty cool lick for the one chord, and a great place to play it, for example, is in rhythm changes. Let's say you're playing rhythm changes in D, so then the lick would be here. Because it starts on the root, right? So you play Daphne or Bellevue. So it's a great place to play, but actually every song that starts on the one chord, the progression, you can play that lick. So let me play that with the backing. C7. Alright, there you have it. 5 great licks that makes studying modes obsolete. That's the truth. And great for your technique, and you can use them in all your jams. They are not as hard as it seems. In the beginning it might seem hard, but just take it slow and then build the speed up over time. And also take a look at the video with the minor triplet licks linked on this video. Also, please subscribe to my channel. I love subscribers. And if you want to do a little bit more and want to get tapped to my videos, you can take a look at my Patreon page, also linked under this video. And also check out my interview in the Jazz Violin podcast, also linked. And the last thing is, because people are gonna ask me about this guitar, because I've never played with this guitar. This is an Altamira M30. I didn't buy it. It was an endorsement, so you know. But I like it. It's really a very good guitar, especially for the price. And I got it from Tommy Davey of JungleGuitars.com, who is the premier Altamira dealer in the US. And his site is also linked under this video. Okay, I see you all in the next video. Bye.